Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for the beginning of the finale of Paranormasight, the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Last time, we had a confrontation with Ayabe Todo that resulted in her arrest, but Tatsuo Tatsumi's death. Additionally, while we wrapped up the case, there was still the matter of the Whispering Canal to find out. So Ario and Mio came to the park and put together the 2 talismans to open up the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, which seems to be connected to 5 of the mysteries and the characters intertwined therein. It is said that Seimon Tsuchi Mikado, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown. It's believed to have been inherited by the descendants of Seimon. The text has been preserved in the form of 2 talismans held by Hajime Yoshimi and Michio Shiraishi, contains a full account of the Honjo incident, and the following is written in Seimon's hand. I bequeath this scroll to future generations to be used in the event that calamity should arise from this grievous incident. Those who seek to forestall disaster must gather the 3 items in one place to cast my rite of cleansing. I expel all rituals and curses in full. My soul, that is, my curse echo. My body, that is, a living continuation of my bloodline. And my spirit, that is, my own consciousness. How the heck are we gonna get that? Anyway, the Honjo incident. This is a story that takes place in the late Edo period. There was once a family that lived in a row house in Honjo. The family consisted of a Netsuke craftsman named Jinkichi, his wife Koma, and their daughter Toki. They enjoyed a poor but happy existence. One day they took in a man by the name of blank. Who claimed to be a shimoji. He was on the run, having barely escaped with his life from something or another, and wound up in Honjo. The tough circumstances had left him sick and destitute. Jinkichi felt sorry for the man and decided to shelter him. The stranger was deeply grateful for the kindness and care of Jinkichi's family, as without it he would have surely died, and told them thusly on the day of his departure, I want to give you my thanks, but unfortunately I have nothing of value. He paused, then asked, Is there anyone you would want to bring back to life? It turns out that the man's true name was Tsuchimikado Seimon, a descendant of renowned Onmyoji, and he had been researching the fabled Rite of Resurrection. For his crime in unearthing the forbidden rite, he was chased out by his family, but he wrote down everything about the spell in a book named The Record of Fates while on the run. Whoever sought to perform the rite would need to kill people and gather their soul dregs. Seimon had only researched the rite out of the spirit of inquiry, but thought himself willing to use the rite if it was for the sake of Jinkichi's family. However, Jinkichi shook his head. Sacrificing someone is unthinkable. We didn't help you because we wanted something in return. So you owe us nothing, he said, declining the unbelievable offer. Seimon bowed his head in gratitude countless times at those words and left their house. In the same area there lived an ukiyo-e artist known as Old Man Kanzo. His art didn't sell much, but he often looked after Toki while Jinkichi and Koma were out working. Young Toki heard Seimon's talk about the Rite of Resurrection, but, being too young to comprehend it, regaled it to Old Man Kanzo as a story of fiction. Old Man Kanzo, inspired by the story and filled with a renewed vigor, put his heart and soul into his next painting. The piece, centered around the theme of resurrection, became an instant hit in town. Jinkichi, being a shrewd businessman, saw an opportunity and jumped on the bandwagon by carving Netsuke connected to Old Man Kanzo's ukiyo-e. He made up stories about his Netsuke, telling people that their blessings were connected to resurrection, and his business rapidly flourished. "That man unknowingly left us a wonderful gift," thought Jinkichi and his family, but they were unaware of the tragedy that would soon unfold. Before long, word of Old Man Kanzo's wonderful ukiyo-e reached the ears of the local daimyo, and he was summoned to the lord's residence. But what awaited him was not praise, but cruel torture at the hands of Ashino, a female onmyoji who was in the pursuit of Seimon. It was her who pressured Seimon into researching the Rite of Resurrection, which she secretly planned to use to preserve her beauty for all eternity. Ashino took advantage of the fact that the daimyo's heart was weak and frail following the loss of his family, and manipulated him into capturing Old Man Kanzo, the source of the recent rumors about resurrection. "Tell me where you heard about the Rite of Resurrection," Ashino demanded as the brutal beatings continued. It was said that the eerie sound of the beatings rang out like the beating of a taiko drum night after night, reaching even the watchtower of the Tsugaru residence. So that was the first. In the end, Ashino's cruel torture secured her the information on Jinkichi's family and the existence of the Record of Fates. The daimyo sent his chief retainer to bring in Jinkichi, and the torture resumed afresh with a new captive. This time she intended to obtain the whereabouts of Seimon at the location of the Record of Fates. Jinkichi didn't know where Seimon went, but even if he did, he had no intention of telling and stubbornly kept his mouth shut. The torture was pushed too far, and Jinkichi was unintentionally killed before he spoke a word. The daimyo had Jinkichi's corpse hanged from a beech tree and declared that, unable to bear the guilt of the crime of deceiving the masses with false rumors of resurrection, Jinkichi has committed suicide. This too was all part of Ashino's plan to send a message to the common folk, especially the increasing number of those who sought out the rite of resurrection. That's two. News of what happened to Jinkichi spread, and people lost interest in the rite, wondering if the stories of resurrection were all but a lie. But rumors that daimyo's word was perhaps not all that truthful spread quickly when a dancer claimed to have witnessed the chief retainer's cold-blooded handiwork firsthand, and Honjo fell into unrest once more. That must be the one that fell, that had the thing glued to her face. The chief retainer arrested the girl and proposed a deal to put a stop to the rumors. The girl was to say she just wanted attention and retract her story by saying it was entirely made up. In exchange, she would be given a most wondrous stage to perform on. But when the day came, she was suffocated by the mask prepared for the performance. Unbeknownst to her, the mask had been covered in glue as part of the plan to kill and silence her. Koma never believed for a moment that her husband Jinkichi had committed suicide. She was certain someone was behind his death, and asked around persistently for the names, addresses, and any other information she could find on people with connection to the daimyo. Just to pause for a second here, I love that the individual curses are directly related to the circumstances here. Like the taiko was about holding things back, which is what he was killed for. Old Man Kanzo was killed for, not telling enough, and Jinkichi was killed for not saying anything at all, which was, lying, because he didn't know anything. Now this next one, the girl wanted attention. So that mystery is the Fool's Procession? Yeah. Here's the music for 30 seconds that's sing the Curse Bearer. She had the mask on, and it was all about, her what's it called? All about her, really. The next time, also here, Koma who is going to become the one-sided read, was asking around for names, addresses, and information, which the one-sided read, as we know, the conditions for that are knowing the information and face of people. The chief retainer would not allow things to escalate any further, and had Tomizo, a Ronin who once served as a spy, go after her. However, she turned the table on him, shouting, "It was you who killed my husband, wasn't it?" Confronted with the accusation, Tomizo flew into a blind rage and cut Koma down in broad daylight. Ordered to take responsibility for his failure by committing seppuku, he exposed the daimyo's plot as he disemboweled himself by the lantern of the soba cart used to give coded signals. So the beckoning light was... No, not the beckoning light. The ever-burning lantern. So that is trapped in the darkness of the curse. So he brought... he brought the, what was going on to light. So it kills people who are in darkness. With both her parents gone through means unbeknownst to her, Toki found herself to be all alone. One day late at night, she went searching for her parents and met her doom falling into a canal where she drowned. And again, the Whispering Canal, the condition for that is turning your back on someone, and everybody turned their back on Toki, which is why she died. Meanwhile, the chief retainer had made no headway whatsoever in finding Seimon's whereabouts, and an incensed Ashino decided to set fire to his residence, burning him alive. So that's the clappers. Which, yeah, it's having fire. In truth, all those connected to the events thus far were cursed by Ashino so that their souls would turn into soul dregs upon death, which he had been collecting. All she needed to perform the rite now was to get her hands on the Record of Fates. Sensing that there was something serious at work behind the recent string of strange events in Honjo, Seimon returned to find he was too late. He broke down in tears when he learned of the unfortunate and unnatural deaths Jinkichi's family had met. Seimon realized it was the handiwork of Ashino when he found their soul dregs had been collected, and decided he had to prevent any further sacrifices from happening by confronting her on the Honji Bridge. What ensued was a fierce battle of spells that endured till the break of dawn, though those who did not know any better only saw what they believed to be eerie flashes and supernatural orbs of light. At the end of the long battle, Ashino defeated Seimon and obtained the Record of Fates, but he had placed a curse upon her foot. Ashino dragged her foot, corrupted and horribly inflamed, and sought refuge at the nearby residence of a retainer, and angrily demanded they wash her foot. Ashino died then and there, filled with agony, and her foot cursed and rotten. So again, just wash. Seimon too, having sustained serious wounds during their fight, died that day on Honji Bridge, still filled with regret. Being Seimon, trying to counter what Ashino did, I can see his condition just being using the curse back when they try to. He retaliated basically. However, Seimon came back to life. Knowing that there would be enough soul dregs in place during their confrontation, he had prepared a spell that would activate the rite of resurrection upon his passing. Feeling that his curiosity was responsible for the terrible tragedy that had unfolded, he was left with a keen understanding of why the rite of resurrection was forbidden, and became determined to seal it away. Indeed, the reason he'd resurrect himself was for that very purpose. However, he did not know what had become of the Record of Fates. With nothing to steal away, he instead used the remaining soul dregs to turn 9 of the Netsuke made by Jinkichi into ritual implements to be sealed away in Honjo. He placed a spell that, should someone try to activate the rite of resurrection again, all 9 pieces will awaken at once. And to pass the whole truth of the events to future generations, he wrote everything down in the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll and passed it down to his descendants. Meanwhile, the townspeople kept silent about the incidents out of fear of being cursed. However, These occurrences were so strange that gossip about it couldn't truly be contained. Over time, the details became more and more vague as the stories grew into legends. And that is how they came to be called the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. I love how it actually all connected. Huh. I see. What does it say? First is a detailed account of the tragedy surrounding the rite of resurrection that occurred in Honjo back in the Edo period. The whole story of what we call the Honjo incident is laid out clearly. That incident was the origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo and their curses, right? Yes, the resentment of the victims in the incident turned into curses, which are the curse echoes. The contents are organized like an answer sheet, so it doesn't just give us the information we need. Is there anything else? Yeah, here's what we've been looking for. I bequeath this scroll to future generations to be used in the event that calamity should arise from this grievous incident, it says. Wow, he foresaw this happening. And it continues. Those who seek to forestall disaster must gather the 3 items in one place to cast my rite of cleansing and expel all rituals and curses in full. My soul, that is my curse echo. My body, that is a living continuation of my bloodline. My mind, that is my own consciousness. Wow, so we gather these 3 things in one place. Seimon's Rite of Cleansing will activate and completely negate the curses in the Rite of Resurrection. Oh, that's it! That's exactly what we need! 3 things are Seimon's soul, body, and mind. It says the soul is the curse echo. His curse echo, so Seimon himself is part of the 7 mysteries? Now that you mention it, Mr. Aishi said something along those lines before. There's another hint written here. My curse echo holds my curse. My curse brings ruin to curse bearers. What kind of hint is that? Maybe it'll make sense as we keep looking. But will the curse echo still appear if the curse bearer is already gone? Next, the body is a descendant of Seimon's, it seems. Wasn't Yoshimi a relative of Seimon? He and Michu Shirishi, who had the other talisman. Both of them had already passed by the time this iteration of the curses was unleashed. Damn, that's true. What are we gonna do? This bloodline was so split up, there have to be others. Oh, there's another note here too. Where? Is it another hint? As for the body, seek not only one who bears my blood, but one with strong spirit sense. Such an individual will be able, if a spirit attempts to possess them, to instead take control of that spirit themselves. So it says. Do we know of anyone like that? I can't think of anyone. Let's move on for now. Do we know anyone like that? Huh. I don't know. Next is the mind. What's the difference between the mind and the soul? In paranormal theory, it said that humans are made up of soul, body, and mind. The mind is essentially thought to be part of the spirit that makes up one's consciousness or one's self. It's like driving. The body is the car, the soul is the control system, and the mind is the driver. I see. I think that makes sense. So is there a hint for finding this one too? Well, let's see. There's this. Should the rite of resurrection be activated elsewhere, so too shall my mind be awakened there. Seimon tried to seal away the rite of resurrection, but before he could, Ashino stole the record of fates. So as a countermeasure to the rite being activated... Sorry. He made it so his mind would be released from the seal. Okay, but what does that actually mean? What it means is... Seimon's mind awoke the night the rite was activated and must be possessing someone out there right now. What? So we have to get to that person together with everything else. Alright, so we have to find the curse echo, the descendant, and the person possessed by Seimon. And then we just get them together in one place and we'll be good to go. Right, but there is one thing. The second and third ones could both be the same person. Oh. But who could that be? It's like how Michio lost her memories when she was possessing Yako. Seimon's consciousness might not be aware of who it really is. Have we seen someone like that? Has anyone seemed possessed? I can't think of anybody. Can you? So if he learned the truth, would he start to act of his own accord? Oh, then that person could already be... Oh, hold on a sec. Someone's coming this way. Uh-oh. Huh? Excuse me. Could I interrupt for just a moment? Uh-oh. Wait, no. You're alive. Where the heck have you been? Who might you be? Would you buy this empty can of juice I just finished drinking for 10,000 yen? Huh? I'll even throw these bones from some fried chicken. You can't beat a deal like this. I don't really want them. Don't say that. Come on, they're delicious. Actually, I thought I might just have a picnic right here. Why don't you join me? Sorry, I don't understand. What should we do? Well, it's not like we need this exact spot. We can't do anything with the other people around, so let's just move somewhere else. Sorry, we're in the middle of something, so we'll just be on our way. It hurts. This is a curse. So she had it the whole time? The end. Wait, so why did we get it? Did she have it and we killed her in the beginning then as Shogo? Like, was she always a curse bearer? But we saw the thing, didn't we? What the heck's going on? And who the heck is possessed? I also like that, again, like, we can tell this isn't the real ending because it is just zooming by. Okay, we have a lot of answers, and now even more questions. Oh dear. Everybody's dead. Hey, we haven't seen you in a while, storyteller. You have my heartfelt thanks for all your hard work thus far. This brings the story of the 7 mysteries of Honjo to a close. And who could have foreseen such a conclusion? What do you mean that's the end? Unfortunately, it seems the so-called mastermind was one step ahead of you. She was the mastermind? I guess that would make sense. Man, she played everybody, huh? She remains hidden, leaving behind no evidence. Perhaps there's truly no way to stop her. Yeah, she probably has the scroll now. However, should you find that this conclusion is not to your liking, by all means, please pursue a different path. You have done it once before, so I'm sure you already know how. With that, I shall be taking my leave. I have been your humble storyteller. Good night. What do you mean you've done it once before? All of the stories are blanked out. What do you want from me? Wait a minute. If she... Alright, hear me out. Hear me out. If she was the mastermind, we had a path where she died. And then we killed everybody and used the right of resurrection to bring her back to life, and then we died. So I guess she came back and killed us, right? Maybe? So do we go back to Shogo? Right? Am I crazy? Got another question. Yeah, you're sharp. Why are you looking for the right? Right, she wanted to bring her dog back. Ogopogo. Poor little Ogopogo. Man, we haven't seen these two in forever. Oh, something just changed. Yoko. Right, so if we yell at Yoko and don't kill her, then if we yell at Yoko and don't kill her, then we die. And then the rest of the game happens. And she's just walking around and eventually we all die. But there's nothing here. Right? I don't see anything here. Something's got her really rattled. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Did I miss something? I don't see anything I should be frightened of. Is there something I can't see? Is there anything else out here? Do I push? Ah, I don't get this! What's going on? Yoko? And now she's dead. There's nothing else here, right? I don't think so. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second, I just remembered something. I mean, we killed her again, so yay. Yay. Hooray for murder. Alright. And then that leads to here. Shogoke, 1 a.m. And there was something that we saw here that just wasn't addressed, that I'm just realizing now. Yeah, she's dead. There's nothing else here. Let's look at you. Oh god. Right, and then that's the... Yeah, then the... Yoko, the phone, I need to call an ambulance. What's happening? We use the phone. Resurrect her, right, the right of resurrection exists. Maybe we can bring her back to life. There's definitely something going on. What could she have seen? Something to do with the Whispering Canal. The presence. Yeah, there's something here. Right, and then we saw that. So we pick this up. This little cursed thing. So Shogo must have, not Shogo, Yoko must have gotten that, and she tried to use it on us, but somehow we used it back? Because he says she dropped it. Everybody else, the curse appeared in their hands, so we weren't the recipient of the Whispering Canal. She was, and it makes sense because if we just let her live, she kills us immediately. But now we have this. Yeah, what? Yeah, Whispering Canal, kill them. Yeah, gra. Now, kill. Can you hear it? Yeah. I understood everything. Whispering Canal cursed me. Yeah, I can bring Yoko back to life. Hooray! Except we don't want to do that. Stop pranking me, yo. Right, and then we looked around here, and he's there. And there, that's what it was. Remember? We looked at this and we were just like, what's that? And then we just kind of ignored it. Huh? The hell's that? It's like a light floating in midair? Because that's the, that's the... No, 7 Mysteries. That's the beckoning light. That's Samon. Right? Kills by the curse they possess one who's become a curse bearer. That also kind of sounds like what we just did, right? Okay, so do we have to like continue what we're doing here? Talk to you. Shadowy figure. Stay silent. You're still over there. Yeah, now he's here, and now it's closer. Right, I looked over here, it was closer, and then we just ignored it again. Well, it's coming closer. Is this another one of the 7 mysteries? It's like a will-o-wisp, maybe? Was there anything like that in the 7 mysteries? Touch it! Yeah, we couldn't do this before. We couldn't do this before! Huh? Am I supposed to touch it? Let's just ignore Takumi over there, or whatever his name is. Oh man. Oh man, cleansing. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cleanse in the next episode, part 2 of the finale. Ha 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 ha. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.